I've always found it very strange how Sanatan Dharma, which literally worships feminine as Shakti, is accused of burning women alive. And this false image of us has become the global narrative. Today, let's talk factually of Sati Pratha, what it really was and what it wasn't, and what West was doing to the women while Bharat worshipped them. I am Gitika, sharing the facts of Sanatan Dharma and Bharat. If you are loving this, please like, share, and subscribe. The word Sati means devoted woman, who's loyal to her husband in life and beyond. Sahagamanam means to depart together. It was a personal yogic choice made by women of very high spiritual power. For example, let's take Renuka Devi of Jamadagni Maharshi. When her husband left his body, she entered into a deep meditative state and left her body. Madri, second wife of King Pandu from Mahabharata, gave up her body after the accidental demise of King Pandu due to the personal guilt, thinking she was responsible for her husband's death. After Lord Krishna ended his Leelas on earth and left for Goloka, his 8 queens gave up their bodies using their yogic powers. Not a single scripture tells us it was a societal rule or they were forced to do so. It was their decision out of spiritual grace and love for their husband. Rig Veda literally encourages a widow to lead a full and continuous life even after the demise of their husband. The idea of Sati Pratha did not begin during Vedas, Mahabharata or Ramayana. It happened much later, during the Islamic invasions of Bharat. When the invaders like Khilji, Tughlaq and Aurangzeb attacked India, they didn't just loot temples. They enslaved women and sold in foreign lands. Even the queens were captured, tortured, and enslaved for sexual pleasures. In that situation, thousands of women, especially in Rajputana, took a terrifying decision to perform Johar. The most famous among them is Rani Padmini of Chittor. When Alauddin Khilji attacked and almost captured Chittor, she and more than 16,000 women performed Johar because they refused to be enslaved. It was resistance, not ritual. It was trauma, not tradition. Even the tradition of covering face with gungat started during this period. It was not a religious restriction. It was a protective measure to hide women from the lustful gaze of the Mughals. And then came the British. They saw this isolated cases of women burning in fire, twisted and labeled it on Sanatan Dharma. Writers like James Mill and Thomas Macaulay painted this as an everyday Hindu custom and triggered mass conversions into Christianity. Raja Ram Mohan Roy worked to stop the forced sati cases, but even he quoted, "This isn't Hindu Dharma." In fact, sati was already declining by the time British banned it in 1829. But they made sure the label stuck forever. While they were accusing us of Sati Pratha, between 15th to 18th centuries, Europe was burning women alive on the charges of witchcraft. Over 80,000 women were hunted, tortured, and burnt alive. In Germany alone, 25,000 women were executed, where they were all midwives, herbalists, and women with high knowledge. This was a state policy backed by courts, churches, and kings. In Bharat, we worship women. We had Rishikas like Gargi and Maitreyi who debated rishis in the public assemblies. We didn't burn them alive for knowing herbs, having immense knowledge and spiritual power. Women in Bharat studied Vedas, performed yajnas, and even stayed unmarried by their choice. This is real Sanatan Dharma. And it's unfortunate that while all this is happening, our history books only focused on Sati Pratha. Not even a single page about Gargi, Maitreyi, and Lopamudra. And not even how we worshipped goddesses. Because history is whitewashed. Not to educate, but to erase the pride of our civilization. To turn generations of Hindus to people who feel ashamed of their own culture. In fact, the most fierce, courageous, and nurturing women are from Bharat. And also the women who chose fire over fear to protect their dignity. This is our truth. Unless we relook at our history with a Bharati lens, we continue living their version, not ours. Jai Bharat.